So let's divide, and we're going to recap long division that you should have learned in elementary school. When we want to divide 1029 by 3, we're going to take 3 and put it on the outside, and then 1029 goes on the inside. 3 can't go into 1, so then I look at 10. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract 10 minus 9, I get 1. 3 can't go into 1, so I bring down the 2. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. I subtract, I get 0. 3 can't go into 0, so I bring down the 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract, I get 0. So it goes in evenly, there's no remainder. And 343 is my answer. Okay, so let's look at the second example. So 4 on the outside, 2,552 on the inside. So 4 can't go into 2, but 4 can go into 25. It goes in 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract, we get 1. 4 can't go into 1, so we bring down the 5. 4 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract, we get 3. 4 can't go into 3, so we bring down the 2. 4 goes into 32 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. We subtract. There's no remainder, so 638 would be my answer. So let's do the last one, and I'm going to do it on a different slide. So it was 3 divided on the outside, and then we have 6, 5, 9, 7, 2. So first we do 3 into 6. So that goes in twice. 2 times 3 is 6. We subtract. We get 0. Bring down the 5. 3 goes into 5 once. We get 3. Subtract. We get 2. 3 can't go into 2, so we bring down the 9. 3 goes into 29 9 times. 9 times 3 is 27. Subtract. We get 2. 3 can't go into 2, so we bring down the 7. 3 goes into 27 9 times. 9 times 3 is 27. We subtract, we get 0. Can't go in, so we bring down the 2. And 3 can't go into 2 again, so we put a 0. 0 times 3 is 0. We subtract, we get 2. So we're going to put a decimal point here and put a 0. And now we bring this down. So 3 can go into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. I get 2. So same process as 0. So it's going to keep being 20 that I get down there. So it's going to be like 0.66 repeating. So you can write this as that answer. You can also say it's 21990, remainder 2. Because originally our original remainder was a 2. So either one of these will do the job. So what we're going to do in today's lesson is dividing polynomials. So there's 2 ways we're going to divide polynomials, by using long division and by using synthetic division. So long division is going to be very similar to what we just did. Synthetic division is a new concept. So for polynomial long division, it's going to be set up just like regular long division. The smaller number, whatever you're dividing by, is going to go on the outside. So I have x minus 2 on the outside. On the inside, I have x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. So when we're doing polynomial long division, we look at the first terms only. So we look at the x and the x cubed. So we have an x, and we want an x cubed. So what times x gives me x cubed? So that's going to be x squared. So I'm going to stack the x squared on top of my other x squared term. So now I'm going to multiply whatever's on top with what's on the side. So I'm going to do x squared times x, and that's going to give me x cubed. I'm also going to do x squared times negative 2. So it's going to give me negative 2x squared. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these. Okay, so just like regular long division, we subtract. So we're subtracting the entire thing. So make sure that you're distributing your negative. So we're doing x cubed minus x cubed, which is gone. 3x squared minus a negative 2x squared becomes a 5x squared. So make sure you distribute that negative to both. Now if you have whatever number of terms you have on the outside, so here we have 2 terms, we should have the same number of terms on the bottom. So there's 2 terms on the outside and we only have 1 term on the bottom. So what we're going to do is bring down the next term. So we're going to bring down, the negative 4x. So there should be 2 terms on the bottom, 2 terms on the side. And now we're going to do the same process. We're going to look at the x, and we're going to look at the 5x squared. I have an x. I want a 5x squared. So what times x is going to give me 5x squared? So that's going to be a positive 5x. So now we're going to multiply the 5x times the x. So we get 5x squared. And then 5x times negative 2, we're going to get negative 10x. And again, we're going to subtract the entire thing. 5x squared minus 5x squared is gone. Negative 4x minus a negative 10x. That becomes negative 4x plus 10x. So I have 6x. And I'm going to bring down the negative 12. So again, I look at the x, and I look at the 6x. I have an x. I want a 6x. What times x is going to give me 6x? That's going to be 6. So 6 times x is 6x. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. I'm going to subtract. When I subtract, everything cancels out and I have 0. So that means there's no remainder. And then my answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so here we have another example. Okay, so x minus 3 is going to go on the outside. X to the 4th plus 3x squared minus 13x. Oops, that's cubed. Squared minus 15x. So we have x and we want x to the 4th, so we need an x cubed. We're going to multiply x cubed times x to get x to the 4th. X cubed times negative 3 is going to give us negative 3x cubed. So that's going to both. So we're going to subtract the entire thing. X to the 4th minus x to the 4th is gone. 3x cubed minus a negative 3x cubed becomes 6x cubed. Okay, bring down your next term. I have an x. I want a 6x cubed, so I need a 6x squared. I'm going to multiply. So I get 6x cubed minus 18x squared. And we're going to subtract. 6x cubes are gone. Negative 13x squared minus a negative 18x squared. So that becomes negative 13x squared plus 18x squared. So we get 5x squared. Bring down the next term. I have an x. I want a 5x squared. So plus 5x. That gives me 5x squared. That gives me negative 15x. When I subtract, everything's going to cancel out, so I have 0. So I have nothing else to fill in. Even if I tried to bring down the next term, it's a 0, so I'm going to end up with just zeros at the end. So we're done. It goes in evenly, and x cubed plus 6x squared plus 5x is the solution here. Okay, so let's look at this one now. So now this one, same idea, but now we have a 5 in front of our x. But it works the same way. So 5x plus 1 on the outside. 10x cubed plus 37x squared plus 37x plus 6. So we have a 5x and we want a 10x cubed. So what times 5x is going to give us 10x cubed? That's going to be 2x squared. And we're going to multiply 2x squared times 5x gives me 10x cubed. 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. We're going to subtract everything. 10x cubes are going to cancel. 37x squared minus 2x squared is 35x squared. Bring down the next term. So I have 5x. I want 35x squared. So I need a 7x. 7x times 5x is 35x squared. 7x times 1 is 7x. We're going to subtract. 35x squareds will cancel. 37x minus 7x is going to give me a 30x. Bring down the 6. I have a 5x. I want a 30x. So I need a 6. I multiply, I get 30x plus 6. I subtract it. Everything cancels. Remainder of 0. There is no remainder. So 2x squared plus 7x plus 6 would be my answer. So now with this problem, we have a quadratic that we have to put on the outside. So same thing is going to happen. We're going to focus on the first terms only. So when I have this written out, my first terms are the x squared and the x cubed. So I have an x squared, I want an x cubed. So I need an x. And I'm going to line it up with the other x terms. So now I'm going to multiply my x to each term on the outside. So that becomes x cubed. This becomes 8x squared and 15x. And I have to subtract. X cubed minus x cubed is gone. 6x squared minus 8x squared is a negative 2x squared. Negative x minus 15x is a negative 16x. Now before, we always had to have two terms on the outside, since, or two terms on the bottom, rather, since we had two terms on the outside. But now that we have three terms on the outside, we have to have three terms on the bottom. So we're going to bring down the negative 30 so that we have the same number of terms. We have x squared. We want a negative 2x squared, so negative 2, and multiply that, so we're going to get negative 2x squared minus 16x minus 30. When we subtract, everything will cancel out, and we will have no remainder. X minus 2 is our